Hello, today we're going to be taking a look and demoing Backblaze. So Backblaze is an automatic and unlimited cloud backup for your PC or Mac. So it works on both platforms, and it's a really great backup software in that it allows you to back up unlimited amount of files. It doesn't just necessarily allow you to select individual files. It backs up your entire drive, and then from there, as you can see right now, it's going and backing up my files. What it does is it looks, when it's set to continuously, it looks for new or modified versions of a file that are updated. So let's say you have a text document and you add something to it the next day, and then it backs up that new copy. So it's constantly backing up the latest files. Now you can see I can pause the backup here, and that will stop it here, and then I can restore, choose to rerun it. I can choose my backup options here in the settings, which we'll go ahead and take a look at here. And you have a lot of different settings that you can modify here. And again, one of the great things about backup software in general and why you may need something like this is because when it comes to your digital data, you want more than one copy of it, especially if it's like personal things like your family photos, work documents, anything of that nature. You want it to exist twice, and by existing in the cloud, it reduces the risk of failure. So even if your hard drive fails, you know your data is safely stored in the internet or in the cloud. Getting back to the settings here, you can see you can define the name of your computer. You can set your temporary data drive. You can have it warn you if you're not backed up for a certain amount of days. You can even change the inherit backup state. What this means is, let's say it's been backing up for a while, and for example, I just paused it a couple minutes ago. If I was to get a new operating system or update or move my hard drive to another computer, I can have it know exactly where I left off in my backup progress. That way it knows where to pick up, essentially. At the bottom, I can determine my hard drives here. Again, it backs up by hard drives. And then I can also adjust things like performance. I can adjust the threading or the throttle. This way, when I'm using a lot of data to back up my or a lot of bandwidth backing up my data, I can reduce the speed. I can see where it's measuring how much it was transferring at. Of course, scheduling is a big part of Backblaze, another great feature. I talked about the continuous backup where it looked for modified files, but you can also have it do backups once per day or only when you click Backup Now, which is essentially a manual backup. You can add exclusions, and by default, it has a good list of stuff. For example, you probably don't want to be backing up your system files constantly because you don't necessarily need that, or your recycling bin. And you can also add following file types that will not be backed up. So there are just some file types out there that you may not necessarily need. Again, temporary files, system files, so on and so forth. And by default, it does a good job of getting those automatically. Security-wise, one of the great advantages with Backblaze anyways, it allows you to encrypt your backup. So you can set up a private encryption key so that nobody, unless they have your encryption key with your email and password, can decrypt or restore your data. Additionally, you can see your files scheduled for backup right here. You can see the ones that are currently running for me. You can see the reports of your data backed up and any issues that it may have ran into. Now, when it comes to restoring your data here, let's say I want to get a file back. I can hit restore now, and what that will do is I'll actually go ahead and open this window here, the online control panel, and you have 3 ways of restoring your files. You can download a zip file, which will give you just a compressed folder with the file that you're trying to recover. You can have them physically send you a flash drive or USB drive, which is really, really useful in case of emergencies in the event, let's say your computer crashes, your hard drive fails, and you don't have a computer that you can use. Well, you can get from them an actual external drive that you can hook up to your new computer. Let's say you buy a new hard drive, transfer that data over, you pay a fee. You can see for the flash drive, it's up to 128 gigs, 4 terabytes for the external drive, and then you can actually get refunded for returning said drive if you choose to send it back within 30 days. Now, to choose a file, you simply go down below here. You can see they have a file explorer built into the web. You would simply navigate to the file that you're trying to back up. So let's say I go into documents here, or I should say restore, and I can go ahead and choose the files that I'm trying to restore here. So I can determine these right here, and then I would just go back to the top, choose my method of recovery, and then hit continue with restore. And what I'll do there is it will go ahead and start restoring my files, and it'll actually email me at my address when it's ready to be downloaded. That simple, that easy. Other great features for things like Backblaze include the ability to locate your computer. So a lot of people are probably running these on things like laptops, and if your computer's ever stolen, you can actually locate on GPS where your computer's at. That way you know, and you can track it down or report it to the authorities. It's just another really great security feature that's built into Backblaze. All right, that being said, how does it stack up in comparison to the competition? Well, Backblaze, aside from its pricing at just $50 a year, offers a lot of great things over its competitor. I mean, for one, it backs up any file size. So not just unlimited files in terms of you can keep on backing up as much data as you want, but it doesn't matter if the file is 10 gigs or 100 gigs or even a terabyte. It can back up any file size, which is super beneficial because your computer probably has a ton of different files out there, and a lot of the other services actually limit the file size you can back up to. Like I mentioned, it does things like the ability to locate your computer and private encryption key backup, so you have your encrypted backup. And it has a native client for both Mac and PC, so it's cross-platform in a sense where you can use it on any of those platforms. Again, just really, really great when it comes to competition, and overall just a super simple tool to use, efficient, and when it comes to your data, you want to make sure that it's backed up and ready to go in case there's ever an emergency or you need to restore a file that you may have accidentally deleted. So that being said, you can actually click on our link down below to try Backblaze for free for up to 15 days or buy it for just $5 a month. However, we do suggest you buy it for 1 to 2 years to really take advantage of that discount. Thanks for watching, and get backing up with Backblaze.